Hey YouTube, if you have a brother, a father, an uncle, a grandfather, a son, a nephew, or a male anywhere in your family, please stick around and watch this video. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. And like I said in the short intro, if you have a male anywhere in your family, I would hope that you have, as the old saying goes, stood up and started paying attention. And the reason why is because of what's happening with the confirmation process with Judge Kavanaugh. And basically, the way that the mainstream media is treating this is that he is guilty until he has proven his innocence. And that is the exact opposite of what we are supposed to have in our society. And so basically, all it takes is the accusation and your life is ruined. And so that's why that if you have a male anywhere in your family that you love, that I would be on the phone with my senators and emailing them and leaving them messages on their office lines, different things like that, about who you are, you're in their constituency and whatnot, and that they need to just go ahead and have the vote, right? Because unfortunately not enough evidence has been given. Plus Kavanaugh's already been investigated by the FBI 6 times. So, it's a big nothing burger, right? The purpose of today's video is to talk about the weaponization of victimhood. And I'll include a link to a video that I did a while ago now, which of course has been demonetized, like this one probably will as well. So I do also have a Patreon channel if you'd like to support me in that way. But anyways, in that previous video talking about the victimhood mentality that we have here in the good old US of A right now, basically it's tantamount to class warfare, right? That, if you are well-to-do enough, you can afford your own private security, even if you live in a state that doesn't allow you to arm and protect yourself, or live in a gated community, different things like that. And guys, really, that's what that is. That's class warfare. It's, yes, because we can afford to do it this way, that, you poor people can't. Then so we make exceptions for ourselves, but not you. But anyways, moving on. So this doctor that's come forward and made these allegations against Judge Kavanaugh, and he is currently a judge. He's just up for associate justice in the United States Supreme Court. And unfortunately, while this lady's story does seem to be, at least somewhat credible, right? Her story, unfortunately, it's riddled with holes, right? It's kind of like a piece of Swiss cheese, or the backstop at a shooting range, right? It's just got holes all through it. And it kind of, just me personally, it kind of seems more like to me that it's a situation where something may or may not have actually personally happened to her, but, it wasn't necessarily Mr. Kavanaugh when he was a teenager. And not only that, but, she has very little to no recollection of an awful lot of things surrounding that event. And people have interviewed her and questioned her who are professionals at prosecuting sexual crimes. And, they're all saying the same things. And the reason why they are is because, in general, there are certain things that people who are victims of different types of crimes, you know, that most all of them will have in common, or at least most of them. And then, you know, if they don't have those things, then that doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but it's definitely a red flag, which would then have you start digging deeper, shall we say. And so, I don't know about you, but I'm not buying it. And before, you know, I'm sure that there's going to be some libbies on here. They're going to be, oh, if that ever happens to your mom or your sister or your daughter, you're going to be singing a different tune. No, actually, I'm not. And actually, my sister, whom I love, and, you know, we disagree on many things, but, you know, we're in agreement on this. And that is just simply that, you know, our society should not be operating on such a standard that you are guilty until proven innocent. And that's exactly what's happening to Kavanaugh right now, going through this process, simply because this lady who is supposedly, and I say supposedly, right, because it's dubious whether or not she's even actually a doctor, right? She's not licensed, you know, all those things. It's just another one of those things I'm talking about, you know, that her story has more holes in it than Swiss cheese. But anyways, excuse me. You know, this is what we've digressed to as a country. And the reason why is because we don't listen to what our Heavenly Father told us about and how to handle such matters. And the first is that by 2 or more witnesses, let every matter be established. And, you know, obviously, you know, we're a little bit more technologically advanced than what civilization was at that time. However, that's still a very, very sound and proven way to make sure that innocent people aren't wrongly accused, right? Because there are many reasons why people would lie about things. And one thing I can tell you as a former law enforcement officer is that, guys, we don't have to know why someone would do something to know that they did it, right? If I just walked up to you and punched you on the street for no reason, you don't have to know that why I punched you to know for a fact that I did punch you, right? And yes, you know, in criminal court right now, you know, we do have a part of the factor of that is, you know, why would they do it, right? However, we're not in that situation right now. Why would Miss Ford lie about it right now? Political expediency, right? They're trying to delay and block that seat going to a staunch conservative like Kavanaugh, because they're afraid that Roe versus Wade is going to be overturned if that were to be the case, in my opinion. And again, it's just that, it's my opinion. However, having said that, you know, I do believe that a factual basis can be made that, you know, the proof would seem to suggest that as well. And the second part, and second problem that we have with this is in Deuteronomy also, our Heavenly Father told us that anybody that knowingly brings a false allegation against anyone, you know, a brother or sister, that that person should have the same penalty as what should have happened to the person had they been found guilty of doing it. And you know, the Heavenly Father even told us in that passage that that would be a deterrent to keep people from doing that. And guys, today I just did a quick search, you know, in Google and DuckDuckGo for falsely accused. And guys, it happens a lot more than what you think it does. It really, truly does. And I'm shaking my head because, you know, I guess at a subconscious level, you know, I just can't believe that we as a society have allowed ourselves to drift so far, you know, off of true north, so to speak, and, you know, north pointing towards our Heavenly Father. But also having said that, you know, we as a society are now paying the price for that. And, you know, especially in the, you know, the Antifa movement and things like that, there are all kinds of documented cases of, people that, wrote false things, calling people the N-word, and racial slurs and different things like that, as well as false accusations of sexual harassment and things like that. And it happens a lot more than you think. And the reason why the news doesn't cover it is because then they would have to admit that they were wrong, right? Because many times they are quick to rush to judgment, to be the first to, to get the story out there or whatever. And then, even if they do a retraction, which is seldom, right, it's buried on, the back page of the newspaper, or down at the very bottom of the article where they know that very few people are going to read, down to the bottom of different things like that. So it's buried and no one's going to see it, because then they would have to admit that they were wrong, and they're not going to do that, because then they lose credibility. Well, whatever's left of what they had nowadays anyways, in my not so humble opinion on the matter. But anyways, and so guys, be vigilant, and remember, stick with the facts, and don't get into an emotional argument with people. And guys, that's the reason why our society, in my opinion, our society nowadays tends to vacillate around emotionally fueled debates. And the reason why is because when people can get you to think emotionally, you are easily swayed. You are easily swayed. And like I said earlier, my sister actually, had an instance of something similar to this that happened to her, and she had her day in court. And, that's the way it should be. Not proven, or not guilty until proven innocent, like they're doing with Judge Kavanaugh. And basically, there's not one shred of evidence that this event actually happened. Every witness that she's put forward has said that it didn't happen, or they weren't there. And so basically, it's just her word, right? She's just saying it. So we should believe all women. No, I'm sorry. You can't believe all women. Just like you can't believe all men, right? You have to consider the character of the person, and if that person is a trustworthy and believable person, and what their background is, and why they might have an ulterior motive to doing what they're doing. So guys, if you think that this video has been beneficial and someone else might gain something from it, please like this video, please share it with others. And I'm sure it'll be demonetized quickly, but that's okay. I'm going into this knowing that. So thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope that you are having a wonderful and blessed day, and we'll talk to you soon. Shalom.